Testing, testing, testing. Welcome. My name is Dr. Xavier, and today I will be going over the SCP. I will be going over the SCPs in the SCP Foundation. We will continue this session tomorrow, or maybe not. Probably not tomorrow. Anyway, first SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-002. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-002 is to remain connected to a suitable power supply at all times. To keep it in what appears to be a recharging mode. In case of electrical outage, the emergency barrier between the object and the facility is to be closed, and the immediate area evacuated. Once facility power is reestablished, alternating bursts of X-ray and ultraviolet light must strobe in the area until SCP-002 is reaffixed to the power supply and returned to charging mode. Containment area is to be kept at negative air pressure at all times. Teams including a minimum of 2 members are required within 20 meters of SCP-002 or its containment area. Personnel should maintain physical contact with one another at all times. To confirm, there is another person present, as participation may be dulled, skewed, or influenced by proximity to the object. No personnel below Level 3 are permitted within SCP-002. It is required that be waived via written authorization from 2 off-site Level 4 administrators. Command staff issued such a waiver must be escorted by at least 5 Level 3 security personnel for the duration of their contact, and must temporarily surrender their rank and security clearance following contact. Command staff will be escorted at least 5 kilometers from SCP-002 to undergo a 72-hour quarantine and psychological evidence evaluation. If deemed fit for return to duty by psych staff, rank and security clearance may be restored within quarantine expires. Description: SCP-002 resembles a tumorous, fleshy growth with a volume of roughly 6 meters or 2,000 feet. An iron value hatch on one side leads to its interior, which appears to be a standard low-rent apartment of modern size. One wall of the room possesses a single window, though no such opening is visible from the exterior. The room contains furniture, which, upon close examination, appears to be sculpted bone, woven hair, and various other biological substances produced by the human body. All matter tested thus far show independent and fragmented DNA sequences for each object in the room. Refer to the Mulhausen report, cross-ref document 00.023.603 for details related to the object's discovery. Reference: to date, subject has been responsible for the disappearance of several personnel. It has also, in this time at the facility, further furnished itself with 2 lamps, a throw rug, a television, a radio, a beanbag chair, 3 books in an unknown language, 4 children's books, a small potted plant, tests with a variety of lab animals, including higher permits, have failed to provoke a response in SCP-002. Cadavers as well fail to produce any effect. Whatever possesses the subject uses to convert organic matter into furnishings is apparently only facilitated by the introduction of living humans. Mulhausen Report 00.023.603. The following is a brief report detailing the discovery of SCP-002. Subject was discovered in a small crater in northern Portugal, where it struck the Earth from orbit. Encased in a shell of thick rock, fleshy interior of the object was exposed by impact. A native farmer happened upon the site and reported its findings to the village elder. Subject gained SCP attention when a Level 4 agent posted in the area detected a small radioactive anomaly generated by the object. A collection squad of SCP security personnel led by General Malhazan was immediately dispatched to the area, where they quickly secured the subject in a large container and performed initial testing with the subjects, recruiting from the nearby village. 3 men eventually sent the structure suddenly disappeared upon discovering this deadly property of the subject. General Malhazan issued a Level 4A termination order of any witness, roughly 1/3 of the village, to ensure no outside knowledge of the object. Initiated its transport to SCP facility. Data expunged during preparation for transport. 4 SCP personnel were inexplicably drawn inside the object, where they too immediately disappeared. Following inspection, it appeared as if the object had grown several new furnishings and was beginning to look like the interior of an apartment room. General Malhazan immediately ordered the requisition of several Class 3 hazmat suits for the remaining security team members, who proceeded to lift the container onto a weight freight ship for transport to SCP containment facility. Data expunged. Following the termination of General Malhazan, SCP-002 was re-secured by SCP staff and brought into SCP containment in classified, where it currently resides. Staff with clearance below Level 3 have been denied access to the SCP-002 container without prior approval of at least 2 Level 4 staff of the Malhazan incident. And that is why I do not like going to my living room. What? I have nothing else to say. Sorry. Anyway, SCP-003, Object Class.
And how nature protects, and it inspired an all-new toothpaste.
Sorry about that. Little interruption. Anyway, Object Class, a Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-003 is to be maintained at a constant temperature of no less than 35 Celsius and identically kept above 100 degrees Celsius. No living multicellular organisms of Category 4 or higher complexity may be allowed to come into contact with SCP-003. In event of total power failure, if SCP-003-1 begins to increase its mass, assigned personnel must engage in skin contact with SCP-001 identically. Personnel may use their body heat to return SCP-003-1 to above the critical temperature. However, skin contact must be maintained even in event with SCP-003 reaching activation temperature, lasting a minimum until SCP-003-I advances fully to its second stage growth. Personnel who enter SCP-003's containment area must first be examined for body parasites of category 4 or higher complexity and sterilized if organisms are present. All personnel who come in contact with SCP-003 or 1 are to immediately report for sterilization afterwards. SCP-001 must not be removed from SCP-0032, except in case of emergency. Procedures detailed above. Any significant change in SCP-0032's run activity, including pattern, frequency, or color, should be reported within 3 hours of occurrence. Activity must be reported immediately. SCP-0032 must be supplied with power via the source designated generator. 003-9 at all times. Description: SCP-003 consists of 2 related components of separate origin, referred to as SCP-0031 and SCP-0032. SCP-0031 appears to be composed of chitin hair and nails of unknown biology, arranged in a configuration similar to that of a computer motherboard. Testing reveals SCP-0031 to predate to earliest known circuit boards by a factor of thousands of years. SCP-0031 is considered sentient, but not actively dangerous except under certain conditions. SCP-0031 was found on a stone tablet, SCP-0032, on which it currently resides. The runes on SCP-0032 are not part of any known language or emit pale, flickering light patterns. SCP-0032 is controlled by a non-biological internal computer, the contents of which are mostly inaccessible, without risk of damaging SCP-0032 or SCP-0032. Maybe a little typo there. Anyway. SCP-0032 is capable of controlled emissions of radiation, including heat, light, and anomalous radiation types. SCP-0032 contains an eternal power source of an anomalous nature, which appears to have long losing power since several centuries before discovery. It is considered probable that SCP-0032 was created for the purpose of contacting SCP-0031. Partially interpreted data recovered from SCP-0032 may refer to a past or potential future LK class restricting event caused by SCP-0032-1. SCP-003 was located by a remote viewing team on the SRV-04 Beta. It appears possible that SRV-04 Beta was deliberately contacted by SCP-0032. Other organizations have also alerted to SCP-003's existence, possibly by similar means. Despite this activity, SCP-0032 does not appear to be sentient, based on its lack of reaction to M03 Gloria analysis and procedures. When SCP-003 drops below the temperature of 35 degrees Celsius, both components react. First, SCP-003-1 enters a growth state characterized by an exponential increase in mass. This growth state consists of two stages. In both stages, SCP-0031 partially fuels its growth by by converting matter around it, starting with any surrounding inorganic material, including atmospheric elements, then non-living organic material, including cells of dead skin, hair, chitin, enamel, keratin, and other biological materials. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, never heard of those materials. I may be dumb, who knows. The first stage is always the same. SCP-0031. I will first increase its mass, then take a form similar in shape of an Orpheod, a brittle star, of 15 meters in diameter, including what appears to be a central processor of 3 meters in diameter. It will form sensory organs that appear to scan its surrounding environment, and it will partially convert the area around it into an unidentified anomalous substance. SCP-0032 seems immune from conversation. The second stage describes a growth acceleration which occurs when SCP-003 comes into contact with living organic material. SCP-003 appears to template itself of the original material and will attempt communication with organisms that match its initial template or templates, quote unquote. In its second stage, SCP-003-1 may pause, slow, or change its growth, and will convert inorganic and non-living organic materials into functionally similar structures while anomaly altering their physical makeup. While growth is consistent on the first stage, in the second stage, SCP-0031's growth rate is diminished by 20 to 90% so long as SCP-0031 remains in contact with living organic material. The percentage is determined by the complexity of the organisms in contact with SCP-0031. SCP-0031 appears to devote a large amount of processing power to analysis of organic material. During each of SCP-0031's growth stages, SCP-0032 releases bursts of radiation that temporarily inhibit SCP-0031's growth or reverse this growth. When the temperature of SCP-003 rises above 100 Celsius, similar radiation emissions have been replicated or recorded via anomalous means. SCP-0031's biology has been the subject of extensive study. Significant elements have been identified similar to sorry, that's classified. SCP-1512 and SCP-2756. The latter of two have been no further confirmed connection with SCP-0031 and no connection with each other. None of these are fully understood. Technically, even less is understood about SCP-0033. Thanks to extensive cross-disciplinary research on the SCP-003 objects. To date, no conceiving analysis has been put forward which satisfactorily explains SCP-0031's connection to these SCP objects or others, nor its connection to modern technology beyond experience and potential mimicry via unknown mechanism. Addendum 00301. Acting on information gathered from analysis of SCP-0032's runes, comparative data analysis, research team M03 Gloria has managed to establish a link between SCP-003 and data expunged for analysis of functions. SCP-003 1 must be considered sentient and is to be kept at a minimum of 1 kilometer from data expunged to and resulting byproduct at all times. Adenium SCP-0032. SCP-0032's power loss has been by the procedures performed by MO3 Gloria on orders of 0510. MO3 Gloria will continue procedures. Adenium SCP-003-03. During M003 Gloria procedures, SCP-0031 doubled its mass and began rapid structural growth. Temperature was immediately returned to 100 degrees Celsius. Growth and mass increase of SCP-001's growth continued for 9 minutes and 6 seconds, at which time a sustained radiation spike was produced by SCP-0032. In response, SCP-0031 returned to its normal state in 3 minutes and 39 seconds. New growth dissolved into a dusty residue, which has been collected for analysis. Both SCP-0031 and SCP-0032 ceased all detectable activity. SCP-0032 did not consume activity until connected to external power source. SCP-0032's runes glowed unfortunately gray and did not resume normal activity for 3 hours. SCP-0032 no longer appears to be able to maintain containment area at a temperature above 35 degrees Celsius without external power supplied by generators 003 through 9. Adenium 003-4. The procedure detailed in Adenium 003-3 was repeated, and SCP-0031 again entered a growth state after 10 minutes and 13 seconds. SCP-0032 once again provided a sustained radiation spike. SCP-0031's growth stopped for 36 seconds and resumed at its previous pace. On its mass, SCP-0031 formed a outer shell and body. After appearing to scan its environment and partially converting its environment, SCP-0031 then breached containment, entering the observation gallery where 9 members of MO3 Gloria were present, on physical contact with team members. SCP-0031 encompassed them in rapidly growth appendages and stopped growth for 15 minutes of a 3-meter tall female humanoid, which tentacles started to extrude primarily from SCP-0031. Newly formed hair and spine, SCP-0031 then produced rudimentary vocalizations in an apparent initial attempt to communicate with researchers. Data expunged. An unknown individual approached the compromised containment area in company of a full squad of agents. The individual claimed to be acting on orders of 0510 and attempted to communication with SCP-0031. Data expunged. Following this incident, Agent Jackson of MO3 Gloria successfully restored power to SCP-0032 and activated backup generators to return the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius. SCP-0031 returned to its normal state in 21 minutes and 7 seconds, and it was successfully recontained without incident. All 9 members of of MO3 Gloria affected by SCP-0031 were afterwards found to be physically unharmed, with no residential issues beyond the psychological trauma. Excuse me. The converted materials of SCP-003's former containment area did not dissolve and are now under full analysis. Addendum 003-05. In light of the previous incident, O5 was removed by the O5 Council by joint decision of O5 is classified and O5 that's classified too, and O5 that's also classified. Sorry. MO3 Gloria procedures have been indefinitely suspended. Well, that's the end of the file. What's up with these SCPs and their obsession with making themselves bigger with human skin materials? Weird, right? Okay. On to SCP-4. SCP-004. Object Class Euclid. Euclid. Excuse me. Special Containment Procedures. When handling items SCP-0042 through SCP-004-13 properly, procedures is vital. The items are not permitted to be moved off-site unless accompanied by two Level 4 personnel. Under no circumstances should any other component of SCP-004 be taken through SCP-004-1. The effects of doing so are yet unknown, and the current cost of experimentation makes further research impractical. Should any of the objects contained within SCP-0041's breach containment, or the facility can be breached, the keys must be brought inside and the door closed prior to activation of Site-62's on-site warhead. Unauthorized removal of keys from the testing area is grounds for immediate termination. Level 1 clearance is required for basic access to SCP-0041. Level 4 clearance is required for the use of SCP-0041-2. SCP-0042-13. Description: SCP-004 contains of an old wooden barn door, SCP-0041, and a set of 12 rusted steel keys, SCP-0042 through SCP-004-13. The door itself is an entrance to an abandoned factory. Data expunged. Chronicle history. July 2nd, 1949. A group of 3 juveniles trespassed on federal property near classified. Find the door. According to their testimony, they found a set of rusted keys on an iron lockbox and determined what door the keys unlocked. The juveniles are taken into custody after they contact Sheriff classified. When one of their friends, SCP-004 Castle 1, goes missing. July 3rd, 1949. Local authorities find the severed right hand of SCP-004-1 Castle 1, 8 kilometers from SCP-004-1. Other parts of SCP-004 Castle 1's body are found scattered as far as 32 kilometers from the factory. Other interrogation. The apprehended juveniles tell authorities that Upon opening the door with one of the keys, SCP-004 Castle 1 was torn into several pieces, through each of what disappeared at this point. The SCP Foundation takes over the investigation. July 4th, 1949. SCP Agent Classified obtains the keys from the local authorities to begin testing. Tests show that SCP-0042 through SCP-00413 all fit in a single lock on the large bare door. 12 Class D personnel are assigned to test the effects of the door. Of the 12 subjects, each just trying a different key to enter the room, only 2 survive. Opening the door with any key except SCP-0047 or SCP-00412 caused test subjects to be torn apart in multiple directions. However, no dismembered parts were found until later. At the time of writing, only 2 parts of each subject had been recovered, with the exception of the subject using SCP-004 classified, whose pieces were scattered in close proximity. The others have, for all intents and purposes, vanished from existence. Of the 2 surviving subjects, only one, having used SCP-0047, returned unharmed. The other came back with a clear catatonic state, able to only remove himself from the room, and then collapsed on the floor, and had to be restrained to prevent him from gouging his eyes out. Goodness. See Appendix A, Mental Health Effects of SCP-004 for more information. The subject using SCP-0047 said that he had entered a large room, impossibly big for the size of the building. The size of the room is impossible to measure, and the door frame and the individuals in the room are the only part of the room that could be felt or illuminated. July 16th, 1949. The juvenile suspects and sheriff classified were terminated. August 2nd, 1949. Classified is declared a hazardous area due to unexploded ordnance and fences erected in order to prevent civilian ingress. Tests have been determined safely of exposure to environment behind SCP-0041 begin. December 1st, 1950. Space-time anomalies resulting from exposure to SCP-004 confirmed. Testing suspended until further notice. July 2nd, is classified. And accounted for remains of SCP-004 Castle 1 appear expectedly outside of SCP-0041 despite being killed decades before. The remains of SCP-004 Castle 1 are not decomposed in any matter and are still warm to the touch. Blood remains not flowing. The remains are remanded for testing. July 4th, classified. The unaccounted for remains of the 12 original test subjects appear in similar manner of those of SCP-004 Castle 1. The remains have been designated for SCP-004 Castle 2. Records suggest that SCP-004 Castle 1 and Castle 2 use SCP-004 classified. March 21st, 1999. With the massive proliferation of nuclear weapons and World War II only years away, Construction has begun on site SCP on a site inside SCP-0041. The site is to stock supplies for, as classified, person days. April 21st, 1999. Classified has ordered the site inside SCP-0041 to be expanded to include emergency storage for all mobile SCP classified specimens and a petabyte database for the storage of all SCP data. The facility is now referred to as Site-62. September 25th, 2000. Site-62 is operational. Labs and containment units are complete and can contain most dangerous specimens. Backup of the SCP database has begun. January 25th, 2001. Due to time anomalies, see space-time anomalies below. All personnel working at Site-62 are now required to on-site permanently. Families of personnel are going to be informed that loved ones perished in an industrial accident. Cloned bodies have been prepared for funeral. Even though I'm part of this foundation, even I have to admit, that's pretty messed up. August 14th, 2003. Massive power outage across northwest United States and through Canada. Due to the initial failure of multiple SCP generators, Site-62 without power for 53 minutes. During those 53 minutes, those on site were completely without any source of light. They were reported that sensing creatures and people, although no abnormal entities could be seen or felt. Selected facility personnel were allowed to read, classified, Appendix A, and said the creatures sensed were of humanoid size, but otherwise similar to the massive green creature described. Space-time anomalies. SCP-004 seemed to propagate some anomalies. Personnel leaving this facility reported losing time. Those who have been in the site for weeks insist they've only been in this facility for several days, and have records of work completed and supplies consumed support their claims. Others temporal anomalies involve SCP-0042 through 13, especially the reappearance of SCP-004 Castle 1 and SCP-004 Castle 2 exactly classified years after using SCP-004 classified, has been assigned to investigate all aspects of these time anomalies. Spatial anomalies include the impossibly large dimensions of an area opened by SCP-0047. Similarly, the 2003 blackout incident suggests that there is an exit in alternative plane of existence within the same space that SC2 that Site-62 occupies. Sorry for my broken English there. Additional notes. Testing on SCP-004 reveals that 10 of the keys open SCP-0041 on a dimension where the laws of physics and topology are significantly different than those of our home dimension. Test subjects meeting these hostile conditions are torn apart, their body parts disposed of in various locations, only 3 of which have been verified to be on Earth. Material disposited at 2 of these points appear immediately. Material disposed at the 3rd appears exactly classified years into the future. The other 7 locations are currently unknown. Current testing focuses on two avenues of research. First, finding the ways to survive SCP-004's hostile topologies. The second, data expunged, suggests that SCP-0042, though, may open doors other than SCP-0041. Appendix A. Mental health effects of SCP-004-12. All Class D personnel using SCP-004-12 return in a catatonic state, unable to speak. Some may have enough energy left to try to claw their eyes out. Of the 16 subjects, only 4 have survived. Only 1 has regained speech following long-term psychotherapy. He was able to tell the psychiatrist that he saw a massive green creature so large that its body extended beyond his field of view. All reports initiate fear and sudden recognition, as if it were something buried deep in his primal fears, and forced implantation of incomprehensible memories. Subject displays acute retrograde and retrograde amnesia. Appendix B. Account information. Item SCP-004-14. Date of discovery. September 2nd, 1950. Origin of object. Object was discovered elsewhere in factory area, in the previously undiscovered manager's office. Description. Object appears as a large, unvanished wooden box. The box may be unlocked by the safe key. SCP-0047, as well as 5 of the unsafe keys. See document SCP-004-1. Upon unlocking SCP-004-14 with SCP-004-7, the box opens automatically on hinges. The volume of the space inside is precisely 5 times greater than the outer dimensions imply. These items placed within while the lid remains open does not affect the weight or any properties of the box. When the lid is closed and locked, however, all items inside vanish mysteriously. Personnel locked inside the box are also irretrievable. Although losing personnel in this fashion appears to be effective, affect significantly the dreams experienced by data expunged. And that's the end of SCP-004. Weird. I just find it kind of graphic. Again, sorry about that. Next, we have SCP-005. SCP-005, Object Class, Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-005 poses no immediate risk of any direct sense. Even so, its unique functions require special measures to be taken to retrieve access, and manipulation of the object approved. At least 1 Level 4 personnel is required for the removal of the object from its containment area. In appearance, SCP-005 resembles an ordnance key, displacing the characteristics of typical mass-produced key used in the 1920s. The key was discovered when a civilian used it to infiltrate a high-security facility. SCP-005 seemed to have the unique ability to open any and all forms of lock, see Independence A. Maybe see mechanical or digital with the relative ease. The origin of this ability has not yet been determined. Additional notes: SCP may be used as a replacement for lost security passes, but only under the supervision of at least one Level 4 personnel. SCP-005 may not be used for vending machine repairs, opening lockers, or for any personnel spare home key. Removal of the object of the compound will result in immediate termination. Appendix A. While SCP-005 has been shown to be effective in removing almost any form of locking device, further experiments have shown that efforts to disguise the purpose or identity of a lock had proven at least somewhat successful in defeating SCP-005's ability. In approximately 50% of cases where a volunteer was not able to identify the locking device, such as SCP-005 was not successful in deactivating the device. Due to these results, SCP-005 has been classified as sentient, and further tests are being run to determine the abilities. However, there is no result that shows any traits that prevent it from being able to identify any particular locking device, only that the aforementioned device has been heavily concealed in disguise. Wow, that was a very, very short document. And that SCP actually sounded pretty useful, don't you think? I could definitely use that for stuff. Okay. Next, SCP-006, Fountain, the Fountain of Youth. Let's see. Under direct orders of the founder, access is limited to those with overseer clearance. I have overseer clearance. Let me just type it in. Hold up. Overseer clearance granted. Okay. Again, item SCP-006, object class, safe. Special containment procedures. The nature of SCP-006 does not warrant any extensive containment. A certain level of secrecy is necessary regarding the object's existence and properties. For obvious reasons, the following procedures are not required for any personnel safety, but to deny or hide knowledge of SCP-006 effects from the personnel who interact with it. All personnel interacting with SCP-006 in any physical way are required to wear modified Class 6 B and C suits before personnel are allowed to perform procedures. They are briefed with material SCP-006-B or SCP-006-C or SCP-006-A. Briefing is the correct one, and the restriction is only for those with 05 clearance. To ensure personnel are wearing suits properly, they are submerged into a pool of water. Any air bubble spotted signify a leak in the suit. Procedures with SCP-006 are to be carried out under extreme surveillance. In case of contact with SCP-006, the commander in charge will announce procedure 006-XI-12, which the personnel has been briefed to believe to mean high toxicity is present and that they must evacuate. Any procedure in which liquid is acquired from SCP-006 must be approved by 3005 level personnel. The liquid is to be transferred in a quad-cylinder container and under armed guard. If any time personnel come into contact with SCP-006 or liquid from SCP-006, they are to be confined and terminated after significant studies are done. Due to the nature of SCP-006, the most effective termination method is incineration. For full report, see file SCP-006 TER-05. Description: SCP-006 is a small spring located 60 kilometers west of Akristan. Foundation Command was aware of its existence since the 19th century, but were unable to secure it until 1991 due to political reasons. On the spot of the spring, a chemical factory has been constructed as a disguise, with the majority of laborers under Foundation or Russian control. The liquid emitted from the spring has been chemically identified as simple mineral water in 1902, but has unusual properties of health. In digesting the liquid, produce the following properties in human beings: the ability to regenerate DNA damaged by significant duplication, heightened excitement of cellular duplication, vastly improved abilities in the repair of damaged tissue, and a frightening increase in the effectiveness of the human immune system. Upon testing the liquid on animal subjects, hostile bacteria and viral agents were destroyed immediately. Many reptiles and birds were unaffected, while the higher primates experienced the same benefit as humans. Another really useful SCP. Or SCP that at least sounds useful. Okay. We are now 51 minutes into this document reading. Let's carry on. SCP-007. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-007 is to be contained in a sealed room measuring 10 meters on each side. Rooms to be unfurnished comfortably as a living area, along with whatever items are requested by. Classified, hereafter referred to as Subject. Given that providing Subject with requested items would compromise security, Subject is to not be allowed to leave the room, and is to be detained with force if necessary. Description: SCP-007 is located within a cavity in the abdomen of Subject. Subject is a Caucasian male, physically approximately 25 years of age. Subject claims to be 28 and 176 centimeters in height. Most of Subject's abdomen, muscles, skin, and organs is absent, though Subject does not appear to suffer because of this. Instead of normal flesh, a sphere composed of soil and water is present. Though it does not actually come into contact with Subject's body at any point, the sphere appears to be, in most respects, a miniature near duplication of the Earth, approximately 60 centimeters in diameter, although alignment is not consistent with that of any alignment known in Earth's history. The sphere has its own weather patterns and gravitational pull, in addition to microscopic organisms somewhat resembling those of modern-day Earth inhabiting it. 2 intelligent species have been observed, though contact and communication with either has yet to be made. Technological levels of observed species can be checked at least once a week, as of classified, are approximately equal to that of the 15th century Earth. Subject claims to be named classified, but no records such as a person could be found. Subject does not require food or water, in which he has been observed consuming both. In which happens to such substances after being swallowed is unknown. Subject is intelligent. IQ must be measured at a 128, and regards the planet in his abdomen as a minor curiosity about his body. The subject seems to experience no stress about his unusual condition. When questioned about planet's origins, the subject replied, "Well, I just woke up one day and there it was. I don't have any idea how it got there." Subject has provided a social security number and a driver's license number, and requested that be checked against known records. When checked, it was discovered that neither has been allocated. Doctor, classified, has a weekly chess game with the subject. During subject's mental health is evaluated. Doctor, classified, reports that subject does not seem to mind the restricted living environment, and has yet to attempt to escape or show signs of violence or mental illness, although he repeatedly requests a computer with an internet connection. It is recommended that this not be provided, as it may be used to compromise security. That's a weird one. I play chess with the dude myself. He kind of whipped me, but you win, you lose, you know? Sorry about that. By order of the overseer consul, this file is subject to level 4 classification. Level 4 clearance is required. Hold up 1 second. Okay. Item SCP-008. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-008 samples have been deemed Class 5 extreme biological hazards, and all related protocols apply. Incineration and irradiation measures will be deployed in the event of physical or mental action which may result in the facility being dismantled, a power failure, or communications from operatives or outside channels during any given hour period. The quarantine period for operatives leaving the facility is 4 months. If a breach has occurred, incineration and irradiation measures shall be deployed. If it be the policy of all G2 sites not prepare an evacuation procedure. Description: SCP-008 is a complex prion, samples of which are stored in each known G2 sites. Research into SCP-008 is highly classified and primarily aimed at preventing research, which may lead to the thesis of SCP-008 in the designated future. Traits of SCP-008 prion include 100% effectiveness, 100% lethality. Transmission though exposed mucous membranes and all bodily fluids. No airborne or waterborne. Symptoms of affected with SCP-008 manifest no more than 3 hours after exposure and include flu-like symptoms with high fever plus several dementia in later stages. Coma onset approximately 20 hours after first symptoms appear and 12 hours after noticeable dementia. Coma onset will be considered the onset of death. A period of cellular necrosis occurs when comes to resemble gangrene. Surviving tissue assumes its original function and is highly resilient. Red blood cells greatly increase oxygen storage, resulting in slower blood flow and increased muscle endurance and strength. Nervous and muscular system are unaffected by total organ failure for several hours. Metabolism may decrease to extremely low levels, including subjects who survive for over 10 years without nutrition. High blood viscosity results in negligible blood flow from gunshot, puncture, and slashing injuries. Conditional behavior, motor controls, and the instinctive behavior mechanics are damaged, and cognitive abilities are severely stupid and erratic. Animals experience exclusive brain necrosis and are inactive. Subjects can adapt to its damaged nervous system, but is limited to basic physical activities, including standing up, balancing on two legs, walking, biting, grabbing, crawling. Subject will internally move towards sights and sounds. Its smells associates with human beings. Subjects will attempt to ingest living humans if physical contact is made. Neutralizing fully affected subjects is required. It requires significant cranial trauma. This is strong evidence to suggest that SCP-008 itself did not naturally come from Earth, since variations of similar complexity would have displayed much of the ecosystem. In 1959, a short collaborative effort with the USSR to locate G2 signals and eliminate SCP-008 was negotiated following their discovery. The status of SCP-008 in Russian custody since elaboration ended is unknown. Addendum 008-1 SCP-500 has been found to be able to completely cure SCP-008 even in the advanced stages of the disease. So pretty much a zombie. Or at least SCP-500 seems to have got it covered. Okay. Next, SCP-009. Object Class, a Euclid. Subject Containment Procedures. Object is to be contained within a sealed storage tank of heat. Resistant alloy in dimensions not less than 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. Under no circumstances should SCP-009 be exposed to temperatures within of 0 degrees Celsius with not undergoing testing, and no water-based solutions should be allowed within 30 meters of the object's containment area. Object's chamber is to be fitted with temperatures and sensors which will be monitored at all times, and is to be kept refrigerated by no fewer than 3 redundant cooling units. Any malfunction of sensors or of coolant systems is to be reported and repaired immediately. If any time the temperature in the containment area climbs above -5 degrees Celsius, the chamber is to be locked down and flooded with coolant until temperatures can return to safe levels, -30 degrees to -25 degrees. Containment area is to be kept in a total vacuum during the testing. And interacting with SCP-009 must wear full environmental protection gear. Following testing, all development, personnel, and other materials must undergo dehydration procedures and be quarantined for no less than 12 hours. No moisture found displaying properties of SCP-009 is to be quarantined and added to the containment area as soon as possible. Living organisms found to be contaminated by SCP-009 are to be terminated by chemical weapons, and extracted molecules of SCP-009 added to containment. Description: SCP-009 approximately classified liters of a substance which superficially resembles water, H2O, except with a distinct bright red hue. This red hue is in all phases and serves the most expanded method of identifying containment matter before its anomaly properties manifest, in contrast to mundane water. SCP-009 assumes a liquid phase at temperatures between -100 degrees Celsius and 0 degrees Celsius, and in a solid state above those temperatures. At temperatures below negative degrees Celsius, and SCP-009 vaporizes into a similar to steam. Examinations of the atomic structure of SCP-009 have provided inconclusive. The substance appears to be identical to normal water molecules, with the exception of, redacted, in contrast to standard laws of empathy. Doctor classified, site classified, resistant expert on spanial physics suggests that SCP-009 may originate in a universe with alternative physical laws. Most hazardous properties of SCP-009, however, it is its ability to contain normal H2O. When it's contact with any solution, SCP-009, although unknown mechanisms, transfer its anomalous properties to other objects and creatures. Testing shows capable of taking the form of ice, steam, tea, fruit juice, seawater, and blood, and data expunged. The time that it takes for this process to occur varies independently, depending on temperature and the exact chemical composition of effective matter, and has been observed by taking 3 minutes and classified hours. Experiments on D-Class personnel have illustrated the process of conversion by the substance, which has been found to follow a consistent pattern. Initial exposure. The subject is exposed to SCP-009 and has begun assimilating any moisture present on the exposed surface. Creatures in this stage do not commonly notice any unusual symptoms, except for a slight warming sensation. Surface conversation. Frost begins to form on the exposed area as the heat produced by the subject in SCP-009 itself raises its temperature above 0 degrees Celsius. This stage can take anywhere from 1 minute to classified hours, during which time subjects begin to feel redacted crystals from the epidermis. Deep tissue conversion. Exponential increase in temperature of SCP-009 causes a runaway reaction through the subject's body, resulting in redacted. Actual blood loss is minimal due to ice crystals redacted, allowing subjects to remain alive and conscious for up to classified hours. Data expunged. Testing on D-class personnel was discontinued as of April 23rd, 2000. Classified. Adenium. Circumstances of retrieval. Subject was found in classified Alaska on November 5th, 19 classified. The Foundation became involved after reports were obtained that the native tribe who came across the mangled bodies of a team of seal hunters which had apparently been shipwrecked classified kilometers from the village. All victims were found encased in red ice. Cause of death recorded as internal bleeding, though examination found redacted. It is surmised that low ambient temperatures are the area regarding the freezing process. This prolonged time to total conversation by classified hours and allowed the victims to remain conscious until data expunged. Origin of SCP-009 is currently unknown. Investigating into similar events or materials in the area is ongoing. Evidence at the scene suggests redacted and possibly involving SCP classified. See exploration log A0091 for details. Adenium 11 November 9th, 19 classified. After initial report in retrieval of species, it was confirmed that the arachnoid entity was found by MFT-B7 was indeed a previously unknown instance of SCP-3023. Investigation has revealed the instance originated in redacted as result of data expunged. December 6th, 19 classified. After repeated inquiries, it is noted that the portion of coastline upon which his initial victims were found on barren rock, approximately classified meters away from the seashore. It was sufficiently dry, and the cold to prevent significant contamination of the surrounding area had been site closer to water. There is little doubt an extinction level that would have been ensued. Consideration of upgrading SCP-009 to Keter class is under review. December 16th, 2000 classified. Supercooling of SCP-009 for the purposes of experimentation is to disavow any further notice. Personnel are advised that liquid nitrogen is only being used on the subject in controlled amounts, and only until temperatures have reached acceptable levels. Related note: possible application of SCP-009 in cold fusion research in pending evaluation. Memo from O5 Command, January 9th, 2000, classified. We've decided to keep the thing Euclid for now. Sorry. We understand the concerns raised, but as long as you keep the power on and nobody goes near the containment area, there shouldn't be a problem. That's why we're keeping it in sight classified. After all, as for the cold fusion research, we're putting a pin on that for now. Frankly, we don't have it in the budget for another snafu like site classified. The salvage team still hasn't found Dr. Classified redacted. To be honest with you, I really think they should activate that with Keter class. They should upgrade it to Keter class. That sounds pretty deadly. It's serious. Okay, on with the next one. SCP-010. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. The object compromising SCP-010 is to be kept in numbered locked boxes in a high-security facility. They are not to be worn except by test subjects. SCP-010 are only to be removed from storage for testing. Description: SCP-010 consists of a series of 6 approximately identical cast iron colors with numbered metal tags and only one remote control. This control is SCP-010-1. The colors of SCP-010-2 through SCP-010-7. The colors contain interactive electronical components that are powered by small 5mm diameter, 2mm thick, 105 batteries. These batteries are rechargeable. The remote is a heavy black box resembling an old-style handheld radio transmitter, receiving primarily blue and white cathode ray screen, and a series of more than 100 unlabeled buttons, as well as the frequency tuner. Through trial and error, the frequencies of all 6 currently found callers have been discovered. No label in Russia is stamped into the metal along with a logo consisting of workers building a pyramid. No official Russian corporation or government agency uses this logo or matches the words stamped into the metal. Placing the collar around the neck of a person and securing it allows one to control every movement with the remote. It is also capable of producing an adrenal response and using or deactivating the sympathetic nervous system. The most abnormal feature of the collars is the effect they have on the body. Morphology. They allow the user of the remote to reconfigure the shape of the victim to an extent that is apparently only limited by the knowledge of the programming language of the remote. Addendum 010 1. History. SCP-010 was discovered in the basement of a lone man in the Midwest United States after a local disappearance was connected to him. When the police raided the man's house, they found SCP-010 as well as several dead bodies. One of the bodies was identified to be the man. The others were severely other missing persons. Cause of death seemed to be a mass suicide. However, there were signs of significant struggle first. Addendum 010-2. SCP-010-2. Disable the experiment. Test 1. SCP-010-2 taken apart piecewise. The parts labeled and severe photographs taken, and then result after assembly. SCP-010-2 continues to function. Test 2. SCP-010-8 constructed identically to SCP-010-2, but with the closest proximity available to unreplicate components. Result: SCP-010-8 fails to function. Test 3. Components from SCP-010-2 placed on proper locations on SCP-010-8 result in SCP-010-2 ceases functioning with removal of components. SCP-010 begins 10-8 begins functioning. SCP Test 4 components returned to SCP-010-2. Replicate components in order SCP-010-2 replaced randomly by replicas. Result SCP-010-2 begins functioning with return of components, changing replicatable components for replicas. Does not signify reduces functionally. Replacement of a damaged transistor decreased time from transmit to effect of SCP-010-2 response to commands entered in the remote by 12%. Addendum 010-3. SCP-010 has been demonstrated to work more effectively in creating unskilled labor than for any task the logo is applying. Well, with that, we're going to conclude our little SCP file reading. The Foundation gives this reading a good review, and it does pretty well, I'll do another one. Anyway, this is the third part of the special, and though if I do this again, it will of course will not be a part of the special. So bye.